Well, I just wanted to do kind of a recap of where we've been through this course. So we started off talking about technology and the advantages of technology. You guys did a great summary of many different advantages of technology these days, talking about nurses at the bedside with electronic health records, talk about the blue info buttons where you can look up things from drugs to tests to information about diseases. You've talked about the Alex, the bedside dispensing unit that keeps track of linens so that we don't run out of linens. You talked about apps and best practices that are available to practitioners and nurses at the bedside. And then also about patients and how you've empowered patients by giving them apps that will help them lose weight, that will track their blood pressure, that will keep track of their fitness, that will give them more information on websites. So this is truly a technology age that has impacted healthcare. We talked a little about telemedicine and the nurse's role particularly in helping patients learn how to set up their units and to use them at the home and how that information gets fed back then into clinics or doctors' offices. We talked about robots as well, and I had hoped to have you have a robot to play with at the end of this semester, but we don't have it available quite yet. So if it does become available, I will let you know. We're going to use our robot for distance education for particularly nursing education students to participate in our simulation center, and for interprofessional education, pharmacy students and other students as well. We also talked a little bit about the discrepancy between teachers and their comfort with technology and users and their preference for technology. We went back to the EDUCAUSE website and their studies every year that they put out to measure the gap and the trends over time for what both students and faculty are using and prefer. We found that students really want blended hybrid courses where they have mobile things that they can do online, they have learning modules, they have things and projects that they complete on their own, but they also have some time one-on-one or in groups with the teacher in a face-to-face setting. They feel more comfortable with that. We find that students really need to know how to find and evaluate information and not memorize information, because the information that we give them, of course, is going to change by the time they are ready to apply it. So faculty have different levels of comfort with technology, and they may or may not have the support and the time to develop their comfort with technology or their use of technology in the online or in the face-to-face teaching environment. So there's some things that we started off with. We also talked about instructional design, worked through some instructional design theories, and then had you practice using instructional design as you designed your own courses. We also modeled that throughout this whole course. I hope you can see the mirroring that I'm trying to model with this course as to how you would go about developing any kind of a course, where we start off with the learner assessment. Based on the learner assessment then and the content, you look at choosing your outcomes, and together we had set outcomes for this course. We had already our course objectives that we couldn't change, but then we chose our strategies, our teaching strategies, and our assessment strategies to work with your own particular content that you wanted to cover within the course. And that's how you built your own courses as well. You used a learning theory, you chose your outcomes, you chose your assessments, and then right now your last piece of it is to truly develop the content and then to implement it and then do the evaluation piece at the very end. Along the way, we've used practice of different things. We've together learned now how to make YouTube videos and upload them. We've worked together on a wiki. We've done some mini modules and taught you the process of going through a self-paced module and some freeware that's out there for you to develop that should you wish. You guys in the midst of that went through and talked about a lot of other learning things in your mini modules. Talked about Kahoot, you talked about Poplets, which I will put up all the links to those in a course resource Word document with all the links in it. So there's Poplets, there's MindTap, Padlets, and then together we experimented a little bit with Blackboard Collaborate, with Google Hangout. So I hope that you've had a smattering of technologies across the spectrum. In this last project, you're learning about the infrastructure and what questions to ask as you go into an educator position. So you'll need to, you'll have a little bit more background in what is important is tools for you to use in building. So that's where we've been. Where we're going now is the future. What are the learning technologies of the future? What is exciting? And I've tried to pull together some videos both from education and from healthcare that show some exciting new trends in both areas, and then pull it together as a summary for you. So I hope this can kind of help to wrap up the course for us. Enjoy.